here with Derek, Cash, Co of the Goon Squad, and Open Mat Academy. You already know. Let's talk about the podcast. Brought to you always by Samsung Dental in San Francisco. You already know, holla at them. And Axiom Group in Dubai, the top up and coming executive protection and high tech military grade AI in the Middle East. Find them both on Instagram. Make sure you go to patreon.com/Project One for All. Sign up to the nonprofit. You get discounts at Samsung Dental, whatever you want. Whatever you want. But what's up?
Man, you have eaten up. Dana White making some big announcements lately.
Hey, sometimes he makes some announcements and I'm like, whatever. This time I was excited though.
Started this year off with a bang for sure.
Hey, I was excited though. So go ahead. You name what we talking about first. What announcement we talking about first?
Man, let's go from the top. We had Justin Gaethje versus
Hooker.
Yeah, Dan Hooker. Dan Hooker got a massive hand. I don't know how he cracked his knuckle on his teammate head like that, but his teammate got a hard head. You see his hand was like double his regular size.
Hey, I always talk about sparring, man. It don't matter if it's like, I don't believe in super hard sparring. I don't think you need headgear, but if you know you're going to be going super hard, have it. I do not like the MMA sparring with the little gloves, especially without headgear. It's too much. They got too much money on the line for that. And then please learn to wrap your hands. Like if it make me feel like his hands weren't wrapped right or something like that. Like
people do that a lot.
You have money. You pay for a camp, you ain't getting paid for. And with all this UFC stuff, we still in the sport where guys only getting paid half a check if they lose, not a flat fee. So losing out on that fight is a big deal. You feel me? But
especially with the stakes on the line, right? Like this is basically for top 4 in lightweight.
Yeah, what is Gaethje rank? 3?
Yeah, after Sarukian's number 1 contender, and then
Oliveira.
Gaethje. So then
Yeah,
Gaethje.
Oliveira, Gaethje. Yeah. Yep. Yeah. Losing out like that, I would have been extra careful. Extra careful. But he got Rafael Fiziev Part 2.
Man, I thought that first fight when they made it, I already knew they were just gonna just throw. They gonna eat each other up.
Yeah.
But now
that's the reason why Fiziev lost though. Because you can't brawl a brawler.
Mm-mm.
You can't brawl a brawler. It just started going downhill for him as the fight went on.
Exactly, and you sparred him in Thailand, so you know exactly how Fiziev fights.
Dude, the thing I told you about him though, he's fast, he hits hard, his kicks are hard, but besides his kicks, like I seen in Thailand, he don't got long range weapons with his hands, so he has to get close, and that's what messes him up with Gaethje, because in that pocket, that's where Gaethje do work. So now all the technical advantages he have because of his punching style are gone. If he had longer punches with the speed and the kick and everything that he have, he could have played it from like look at what Max Holloway did, played it on the outside, but he doesn't do that. So he makes it a lot harder on himself than he needs to. But it was a great fight though. I think it's going to be a good fight again.
No matter what, it's going to be a good fight. I could see this going probably to Gaethje again, just on a pure fact of like I think his strength of schedule in past fights is way, I guess, stronger than Fiziev.
Mm-hmm. And Fiziev had a time off. The only thing, and I'm gonna talk about it. The elephant in the room. Gaethje got knocked out the first and only time of his career. Did he take enough? It seemed like he did it the smart way and took the ample time off so the brain healed. But how's the psychology after that? That's what And Fazier's coming off that leg injury with Gamrot, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
So
mean, Justin Gaethje as he is in like these past couple years, I feel like it's not really going to affect him all that much. Even if he's lost out on two chances at being champion and lost the MF belt, even after all that, he's still the same kind of guy. He's
he
still the
is,
same.
he is a savage, man. You sometimes, you know what I mean. You can domesticate the pit bull only so much; it's gonna come out.
He's
But
still
I think Gaethje should pull it off again because I I don't see Fazier's changing up his punching style.
no.
Like all of a sudden he's throwing crisp and everything, so it's gonna end up in that same Gaethje range again, and he thrives there. So
Fizie's going to get taken up by all that energy in the ring, and he's going to fight the way Gaethje wants this fight to go. And
Gaethje
that's
definitely has a cardio advantage.
yep.
You know, he definitely does. But that's one banger. But we got to go to another. What's up with Diego Lopez? Oh,
Diego Lopez and Volk, man. I mean, we can't talk about that fight without talking about how Topuria has to basically give up his featherweight belt to move up to lightweight.
right. Okay, let's go backwards. Let me ask you, how you feel about that in the whole double champ thing? Because the way I feel, I like how they changing it now. How they said they aren't gonna like do it all the time. It's case by case. Because the way I feel is before you could ever challenge for another belt, I think that the champion should have to beat the top five, like
Ah,
every single one of the top five. I don't think you should have to do a bunch of fights, but you should have to beat every single one of the top five. Then you can challenge for another belt. The top five are the top five. It's like One Piece. How you gonna take over the sea without beating the four Yokon? You feel me?
I
I
mean,
think beat the top five, then you could challenge for a belt. Because these guys like him, he wins a belt, don't defend it at all, goes up a class. You got Conor McGregor, who was gifted a title shot, versus guys I think would have beat him. He would have never got to the belt, and then went up. And you know what I mean. Well, he wasn't gifted the belt at 45, but at 55, he was just gifted the title shot, and I don't think he would have ever made it to that title. And then he never defends it. I think that they have to change that like that.
he didn't defend a single title. Let's be quite honest here. Like for all you casuals out there, I know you're gonna talk shit about like, oh, Tapir's already fought the best. That's why he's undefeated. We're talking about him defending his belt against the top five guys in that weight class. Who has he really beat? He beat arguably the best featherweight of all time, Max Holloway, and
Both of them. Both of them.
he beats Volkanovski.
But here's the thing, I agree with that. But that to me, and that's what he's using as his reason to say, hey, well, there's nothing left to do. You have Yair, you have Ortega, and then besides those guys, if people be like, but they never quite make it, he had Lopez, and then he had Evalev, who has a style he's never faced. You gotta get through, even if you don't do the Ortega and the Yair, he should have had to do the Lopez and the Ivalev. That's how I feel about it at minimum.
Exactly.
So now they're talking about, so Makachev put out something like some weird tweet about he's gonna have to put the fire out or something like that. So I saw Tim Welch. Let me tell you, I would never want that man to be my coach.
No chance. No.
This man just, dude, every time I see his analysis, it's so crazy. Like people are gonna get mad at me with the Faraz Zahabi thing. I, when I look at his analysis, it's just like stating the obvious shit all the time, and I'm like, really? But people don't see that just because he coached GSP. But coaching GSP is like coaching John Jones. My son can coach them. They were so good; they were always going to be what they were going to be.
Yep.
And he states the obvious, and then Tim Welch doesn't even state the obvious. He just states bullshit. I saw him saying how like Taporia has no chance versus Islam. Let me tell you he does have a chance versus Islam. He has a lower center of gravity, which means that the takedowns are harder to get to. Islam's a southpaw. Toporia's orthodox. If you watch Topuria, his best punches are his overhand right, which is good on the southpaw, and a liver shot, which is good on the southpaw. And then he's good at boxing people in, right? It ain't like Islam got a jaw that can't be cracked.
because we've seen it crack before.
You can't say that this man has no chance.
He
And
always punches chance.
Gilbert Burns said he saw him going with Central Asians and stuff, Kazakhs and Uzbekistanis and everything at what is it? Not Fortis, at Killcliff. And that he was out wrestling everybody and knocked out dudes. The dude could do it all. That's a tough fight for Islam. Tim Welch, don't listen to Tim Welch. That's why he be coaching other people's fighters in the corner, because when you got to resort to trickery like Loki or something, it's because you don't trust in your own and what you got going on. You feel me?
Exactly.
But
But here's the does he get the chance to fight for the title immediately? Because lightweight's no joke. Lightweight is the weight class of the UFC, in my opinion.
yeah, no, I don't think so. Beat the person who he was just supposed to fight. Beat Sarukian. Beat Sarukian, who's the number one contender, which then makes you the number one contender.
That
And then
make really that would make it real confusing at that point because we have Sarukian versus Oliveira coming up soon.
wait, they're doing Sarukian Oliveira part two?
Yeah, that's going to be title eliminator.
I don't think they shouldn't do that. Those matchmakers, I don't know what the hell up with Mick Maynard, Sean Shelby, but that's wrong. If you're moving him up
See,
and
but that,
you want him to fight Makachev, make Sarukian fight him for the contender spot, and Charles and then the winner gets Makachev, and Charles, if he wants to chill, gets the winner of that. That's how I say to do it.
yeah, it's a really interesting situation going on in the lightweight division because Dana has really already come out and said that well Armand has to fight again to prove that he's going to be the number one contender, which is honestly kind of ridiculous.
Yeah, yeah, that's crazy. But you know how Dana got favorites though. He do different, but make him fight whatchamacallit then. Make him fight Taporia.
Yeah,
Don't make Oliveira fight him because he's number two contender. You know what I mean? Like make Sarukian fight him and say that brings us back to what's going on now. Volk and Lopez. Who you got?
it's a crazy fight because I don't think you could even with the recent results that Volkanovski has had, like what knockout, finish. I still don't think you can count him out. I think he's still that guy at featherweight. But on the other hand, like Diego Lopez is a savage too. The way he
Volk beat himself. He took the Islam fight on short notice, got his head kicked off. So that was his fault. You can't fight it's like Kratos and God of War just going to fight Zeus without any preparation. You feel me? It was this is what I don't like about these coaches. You know me as a coach. I'm saying no. And if my fighter wants to go do something I say no to, I don't care about the money. You don't need to be my fighter anymore because you're just going to be problems down the line anyways. You're supposed to trust what I say, you know? And these guys be too much yes men. I would have never said it was no point. He could have chilled and had that shot again later and had a better chance because I actually thought he won the first fight, but his coaches played the yes man thing, let him do it, get his head kicked off. Then they played the yes man thing again, and a few months later, he's fighting Taporia. Of course, you're going to get knocked out. Of course, his team did it to him. This time he's had some time off, so I actually think that I think the more versatile skill set is Lopez, but I would pick Volk to win because uh I don't like how every fight Lopez gets tired in 3 round fights.
Yep, and Volkanovski, as we know, he has unlimited,
Cardio.
damn,
Yeah.
unlimited cardio.
Yeah. I don't like that. I think that Volk outside of Ziggy Shazak, he's gonna take that fight in the later rounds.
Not to mention, I feel like he just has the better experience doing these 5 rounder main events because that's pretty much all he's fought this entire time for the past, what, like almost 6, 7 years.
Yeah, and if you think about it, like I said, Lopez has been getting tired near the end of those round twos. So if
Hmm.
it's a 5 round fight, you still got 3, 4, and 5 left, and you tired at the end of like,
Yeah, especially at the pace, dude. Diego Lopez fights at an unhuman pace.
yeah,
Absolutely. 2 rounds in, he's like 400 strikes.
yeah, no, he needs to learn how to pace himself. But besides that one, we got another one,
On the
Belal Muhammad
card.
versus JDM.
Mm-hmm.
What do you
Mm-hmm.
think about that? Let me ask you this question: Belal versus JDM or Belal versus Buckley? Which one would you rather have had?
I would have rather seen Buckley, I'm not gonna lie. Just for a pure fact, Buckley's a sell.
Me too. I would have rather seen Buckley too.
Like Buckley is like
Right?
a
Dude,
WWE guy, dude.
here's why. Here's why. JDM, though he has that the hand power and stuff, here's how I look at it. I look at Buckley as the bigger threat.
Mm-hmm.
Buckley is physically stronger. He's physically faster. His striking is more diverse. He uses hands, knees, and kicks, while JDM mostly just use hands. And Buckley fended off the takedowns of Kobe, one of the best takedown guys, while JDM got taken down 8,000 times by Brazil, what's his name? Haziz or whatever, that guy, and by Gilbert Burns. You
Yep.
think odds not going to take him down? My
Belal,
pick was Buckley. I wanted
yeah,
to see the Buckley.
I would have definitely rather watched Buckley in this fight than JDM.
And here's the thing: JDM ain't even fought in a while. Buckley just came off. Come on, man. It's Black History Month. You feel me? They should have gifted him that. But what you think of the JDM fight? Who you got?
I think hard to go. Well, it's always hard to try to pick Belal considering how he fights. It's a pretty boring fight, but he gets it done. But like, I think Bilal's got this one handedly if he just sticks to his grappling and takes him down and does whatever he needs to do to win.
Let me tell you, I don't know what's going on with people. I'm the opposite on Bilal. I've always liked him, and then like I started liking him more because I saw a progression of the wrestling, a progression of the cardio, a progression of the defense, a progression of the striking, and his fights aren't boring to me. People got this thing where they say because he goes to decision means it's boring. That's not how I view it from the outside. To me, some people got a finishing ability, some don't. Of course, if somebody finish, I'm like, fuck, oh, but not finishing doesn't make it boring to me because I'm a tactician. So I look at it as a coach, right? When I watch his fight with Leon Edwards, that wasn't a boring fight to me.
That was a good fight.
It wasn't a boring fight. He was literally beating who people consider the best striker in the division and blending the game of MMA perfect. When I watched him fight Sean Brady, he was the grappling exchanges were good and he was outboxing the dude. Like, it's not that boring like that. When I watched him fight Gilbert Burns, he put the hands on Gilbert Burns and then the grappling exchanges were good. So I'm like, why are people like just because it's not finishing saying it's boring? Like, you if you watch just those 3 fights from a coach's perspective, you got you got a lesson in how to negate a jujitsu guy. You got a lesson in how to negate a very strong wrestler, and you got a lesson in how to negate a very good, tall, fast, technical kickboxer. Fucking point. I love it. I love it. Let me tell you, I stole his takedown setup the way he was getting Leon Edwards down and was using it on Stank Dookie J. You feel me? I stole it, dog. So I like Bilal. I think he got that one in the bag, but I know what you want to talk about. You want to talk about my arch nemesis, Michael.
I do.
What's up? Talk about it.
We got Michael Chandler up against Paddy Pimblett. Paddy
Dog,
the
I'm turning Irish that day, dog. That's how much of a hater I am. I'm turning Irish that day, dog.
Liverpool. Rose from Liverpool.
Hey, hey, wherever the hell he from, what is he? Oh, he English, whatever, dog. I don't give a damn. I'm turning whatever the hell he from, dude. I'm gonna find out what the Liverpool shirt is or something, dude, and you're gonna see me just wearing it.
Right.
With I'm gonna have on a wig like this too, dog. The mushroom cut wig and everything.
Um,
I can't do. I want you to know, I can't do Chandler. And then the moment they had Black History Month and featured him, a white man, for Black History Month because he adopted a black kid, it just made my hatred go up even higher, dog. Even higher. I can't do it. I can't do. How many, like, they just want him. They want him to be like the Great White Hope. Like that any if he wins any single fight in the UFC, the next one is automatically a title fight. Like they just want him to be that. My man is what, 2-4 in UFC?
so far, yeah.
Come on. I'm picking Paddy the Batty.
Not to mention like 2-4 against probably the biggest hitters in all of lightweight UFC lightweight history.
Stank Dookie J said, that's why I don't really like hearing fans' opinions. Most people just want a knockout or some sort of wild shit to happen and don't really care about the sport or the skills. They do. They do. I don't even care about the fans, Stank Dookie J. What I hate about it is how the people who are your boss act like fans. And then instead of saying, hey, this motherfucker's always winning, let's promote this guy and make him a star, they just hate on people. They just hate on Bilal and people like that. They took his Palestinian flag off the UFC website. Free Palestine. Feel me? Free Palestine. Don't take his flag off. But then they lit Israel people. If the Israelis have their flag on there, the Jewish fighters. We're not going to get into politics though. But you know what I'm saying? Alhamdulillah, boy. But back to Patty. Who you got on that fight?
Ah, I'm gonna roll with the house on this one. I think Michael Chandler is gonna pull it off.
Dude, we sparring, dog.
Not with his own shoulder.
We sparring. Why you got one shoulder, dog? We sparring. You better go with the baddie, dog.
Oh
Here's
my!
the thing. Let me tell you why I picked the baddie, though. He's big. So, you know what I mean? I tell you, Michael Chandler, I tell you personally, from when me and him almost got into it into the restaurant, he's not as big in real life as he looks on TV. That's number one. Number two, Patty weighs more than him. Uh, Cardio wise, Patty got better cardio. Michael Chandler burns himself out. Uh, he's a better grappler, Patty. People dude, look at the way he did my boy Bobby King Green.
That's true.
Look at the way he did. Nobody ever submitted Bobby Green. Look how he did him. His grappling's better. His striking is underrated. You know what I mean? And Michael Chandler leaves a lot of openings because he overextends himself. And he got that Liverpool chin. I'm going with the baddie. Going with the baddie. Boy in his DMs like a groupie if he win. And be like, you did it for us. You did it for us. Dog. He coming to the barbecue. Feel me? Hey, I'm with it though, dude. But what else we got, dude? What else Dana announced?
On that same card, we have Mr. Bellator,
Mm-hmm.
Pitbull, going up against Yair Rodriguez.
Let me tell you, I always been a Pitbull fan. You want to know why? Outside the cage, he act like he don't give a fuck. And then when he go in the cage, he don't give a fuck. And win or lose, he don't give a fuck. Like it ain't no front, dog. I remember like one time he had an interview when somebody was messing with him. I think Michael Chandler, and he was like, "Dude, I'm from the real ghetto. Like I don't play." When he thought Michael Chandler was talking about his wife and stuff, when he said family and everything, when he was fighting after he beat his brother, and he was like, "I don't play that, dude. It'll be on some other shit." I was like, "Ooh." I got them tingles, dog. You know I like that funk, boy. So, hey, he don't play and he find Yair. What's up with it, D? Who you got?
You can't help but roll with the fact that Patricio Pitbull is the reigning Bellator lightweight champion and has been for as long as I can remember. I don't think he can go against Patricio Pitbull at this point. Not to mention he's got way more 5 round fight experience, way more fighting against the top people in his division. But
Dude,
in the end,
put
it is.
out Michael Chandler with a punch. Put
Yeah,
out Michael Chandler. And one thing Michael Chandler do got a chin though. With one punch, dude. He was like, "What you say about my family?" Pop! Boy, did him cold. You know what? When I analyze the fight from the outside, Yair's striking is more diverse, right? His and everything. And people got like for some reason, I don't know what it is with MMA. They credit people with good jujitsu, like they Nicky Rod or something, like or J Rod or something. When people jujitsu isn't like that, if you look at when he fought Volk, his guard isn't active, and he just got beat up in it. Pitbull has been doing jujitsu at a black belt level way longer. That's number one. I think he would beat him up on the ground too. He has more cardio. He definitely has more punching power, and he's physically stronger. And he's a forward goer. I think Yair in the striking is diverse enough with his kicks where he could catch Pitbull possibly with the kick because I don't think he's knocking that dude out with a punch. That dude got a chin. Only person I remember knocking him out with a punch is uh what's his name? Chijiro or whatever over in Rising when he got clipped up.
yeah, yeah,
He
yeah.
killed Suzuki, yeah, and that just you could get caught. But I just don't see Yair doing that. I think he's gonna back up, burn up a lot of energy trying to play the point game and end up getting caught at some point, you know?
Yeah, for
And you
sure.
underestimate Pitbull. I could see Pitbull getting the title shot.
See,
You
that
know?
back to the lightweight situation right now. It's kind of insane
Dude,
coming up.
and his takedown defense is stellar.
Hmm.
His takedown defense is stellar. You feel me? So I like that one. But we said we were gonna keep this short. We at the 28-minute mark, guys. Next time we're gonna be discussing the next UFC. We're gonna try to do that in a few days. We're gonna discuss all the top fights, the breakdowns, everything. Last time, me and D. I don't even know if we missed one last time, huh?
We went 100%.
And you know what? I didn't bet. The one time I didn't bet, dog.
Dog.
Hey, that's dog. Dog, that's how Allah be doing me. He was like, "You ain't supposed to bet. It's haram, dog." But hey, that's it. Tell them where they can reach you, D.
Yeah, for sure. You can find us at the gym, Open Mat Academy, Tracy, California. Come through. And yeah, that's pretty much it for me. I'm not really on anything these days.
I know, but you can see, like you said, Open Mat Academy on Instagram, Goon Squad MMA on Instagram, Phone Ninja 510 on Instagram, Sansom Dental on Instagram, Axiom Group on Instagram, all of that. Project One for All on Instagram. Find it all. You can find it all through my page. Come through. It don't matter if you want to do boxing, kickboxing, Muay Thai, MMA, wrestling, Jiu-Jitsu, Goon Squad MMA, Open Mat Academy, the only fully comprehensive gym with everything and every type of trainer in Central Cali. Probably the only one I've seen, really. One of the only two I've seen in NorCal, period. So come through, try a class, guys. And anything else in closing, D?
Pretty much it. Covered all the bases there.
And Dr. Joyce said, "Can we do live reactions to the fights? Watch the fights and commentate them." We might have to do that sometime. I might do that this time. I might do that this time. We're gonna check it out. We'll let you guys know. But like, subscribe, turn on notifications, all that, and we are out.